Goldenacre here with Mission 1, Dawn, of my LASO campaign mission walkthrough series, Legendary All Skulls On. And here we are setting up the Dawn mission. There's all 13 skulls, Legendary. And as we start, I hope to show you techniques and tactics and skips and whatever to get you through these missions. And while we wait for this 343 stuff to get out of the way. Dawn only has one real big skip in it, and the rest of it is tactics based. And as we start the mission, the chief is coming out of cryo sleep.
You've been out for a while.
Where are we?
We're still adrift on the Dawn.
Why did you wake me?
And he and Cortana are chit-chatting a little bit. He's kind of looking around, trying to feel his fingers. Eventually she will initiate the autograph system. You'll see the things that are floating around in the air drop. There we go. And then she'll tell him to grab the lever. And do so with your action key, whatever it may be. It's right bumper for me.
Seems like old times.
Ready to get back to work?
I thought you'd never ask.
A little more chit-chat. Chief grabs her. First thing we want to do is grab that pistol right there. Go ahead and hit the reload so we have a full clip.
4 floors up.
Could it be a rescue team?
And then just follow this path to the right, to the left. Back to the right again, jump up. Now to the left into this room, back towards the end.
Somebody should have found us by now.
The closed door will open momentarily as the Didact scans the forward into the Dawn through the open doorway.
How close are we to the observation?
This path to the closed elevator doors, go ahead and select it. And then start tapping your Selecto key to open the door. I'm sure everybody knows how to do that. Okay, we're in a cutscene now, a forced cutscene. As soon as you regain control, use your left thumbstick to climb, pushing it forward. When the chief looks left, push it left.
Chief, watch out!
Go ahead and climb. When the chief looks right, push it right. That's how we maneuver up here. Push it right again. Straight ahead, straight ahead. That's how we maneuver up the elevator shaft. Left, with the thumbstick. Straight up. Go ahead and melee this elite. Because if you don't, he will slice you and throw you off into the elevator shaft. Okay, now once you regain control, notice that right there is a pistol. You can go ahead and just run right over it to grab more ammo. And then through the doorway and sprint to this elite. Go ahead and assassinate. I do it with animation just to make sure I get him. Okay, and then back over here, we got 8 grunts to deal with. It's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take 7 of them out with the pistol and save the last one for a melee to get my shields back. There's 4. 5, 6. There's number 7. Where's number 7? Here comes number 7. Alright, now let's go find number 8 so we can melee. Alright, assassination.
That's the last.
Now, if you take them from the front, you have to whack them 4 times to take them out. Take them from the back, it's just 1. Alright, I just got rid of that AR and swapped over to a plasma pistol. Notice I went over to that ammo crate and ammoed up again for my pistol. We open the blast shield doors, come back over here to the left. Now I'm going to push this container down here a ways because when the Phantoms come in with the boarding tubes and they punch through. There we go. I'm just trying to get a plasma pistol with more ammo in it. When they punch through, it'll create a partial vacuum and everything on the right will go flying to the left, and I don't want that container flying into me. Okay, there will be an elite and 4 grunts on each boarding craft. When the elite jumps out, I'm going to do a sprint, jump, and assassinate. Like that. And I come back over here and try to take out as many grunts as I can with back smacks. That's 2. That's the 3rd grunt. And back out of the room. By the way, that 3rd grunt always appears right there.
It'll take a few minutes.
Now I got 5 more grunts to take out and 1 elite. Just kind of looking around to see where I can see here. That's 2 more. Alright. 3 to go. Come on. Terrible shot today. Alright, one more. I think I got one more grunt. Now, normally that elite will come up to the doorway when you're down to 1 or 2 grunt. There he is. He'll start patrolling around the doorway. And there's that last grunt. Okay, we're down to just the elite. A couple of ways to deal with him. Get him back in patrol mode. And if he comes back around to the right, like that, you can back smack him. Just make sure he keeps going to the right. There's a couple other approaches to use, but that one seems to work best for me.
We've got a cruiser on an intercept course.
Okay, now we're on to the next encounter. We cleared that room.
Are any of the ship-to-ship defenses online?
In the elevator.
Only the
When
Hyperion.
we come up out of the elevator, we're
manually
going
from
to
the
make a
outer
left
room.
and go down a long corridor, and then a door is going to open. We're going to be faced with elite 2 grunts. And I want to take out at least one of the grunts before I tackle the elite, and I literally tackle him. With Mythic and Tilt on, you cannot take out an elite with a noob combo or a plasma pistol, EMP, and headshot. You cannot do that. So usually it's a backsmack or an assassination that will take him out. Okay. Oh, missed that second grunt, but I got the one that I wanted to get. Now what I'm going to do is get this elite throwing grenades at me. And the idea is to run past him and turn. Hopefully he's still throwing grenades. Alright, here we go. But if he isn't, he will, I just run past, turn, and backsmack him. And notice I immediately retreated because that second grunt went suicidal. Now for the next encounter, I've got three grunts and elite, and there's a speedrunning tactic where you just charge that elite and take him out with another backsmack. But I never have any luck with that, so I'm going to take a more cautious approach here, and we're going to do an exercise called crating. I'm not crating, but stockpiling, I'm sorry. Notice that I'm bringing up plasma pistols here. I'm swapping them out with that storm rifle. So this is the stockpiling technique. It will take more than one of these to take out this first elite, and actually a second elite I got to deal with. And what I'm going to do ultimately here, when I bring all the plasma pistols up, is I'm going to pepper the elite with plasma pistols. Okay. Kind of futzing around here. That elite is right at the base of the stairwell. And I'm trying to get set up so that I can take a couple of these plasma pistols. I'm going to start peppering him to try to drop the shield. Now I'm set up in such a way that he cannot hit me with his storm rifle or carbine. I think it's a storm rifle. I was actually able to take him out with one plasma pistol, from what I could see there. Now what I'm doing here is I'm doing another stockpiling exercise where I'm moving up the plasma pistols and I'm throwing them over the railing. We've got another elite to deal with in a similar manner. He's down the end of that particular corridor. This also shows you don't have to be exactly perfect with this technique and still be successful. Now as I'm doing this, there's one thing to note here, that sometimes that first elite that I dealt with will go down the corridor and not stay right there at the base of the stairwell like he was in this particular run. In that case, you'll need to take him out in a similar manner as we're going to take out the second elite here. But be very careful because that first elite is a real grenade thrower. So as you're juggling the plasma pistols underneath the stairwell there, be mindful of the fact that that first elite is throwing grenades at you. They may have to jump back a few times. But he'll just stand there and you can use exactly the same approach that I'm using here on the second elite with the first elite. Drop his shields with a combination of that storm rifle and plasma pistol bursts. Okay, his shields are down. Oh, well, that's a problem. Trying to draw him back out before his shields recharge. There we go. Whew! Anyway, you can deal with that first lead just like I did with the second lead, from underneath the stairwell. Because once he starts throwing grenades at you when you're in the stairwell, the grenades just kind of bounce off and you're protected. Okay. So now we got the second lead out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and take out this grunt with an assassination to make sure my shields are at full strength. And what I'm doing here is I'm looking for that storm rifle from the second elite. I just spotted it right there. Because I'm going to have to stockpile yet again. In this next encounter that we're going to have to deal with 4 grunts, an elite, and 2 shielded jackals, and I'm going to take them in that order. So I'm juggling several plasma pistols down into the room, because at some point that doorway will close and I won't have access to the ones that are up here. Okay, now let's go ahead and ammo up, and we'll start with the grunts. Normally 1 or 2 of them will be right where I shot that first one. Okay, once I've got 2 down, the other 2 have a tendency to come right around that big crate, and they're easy headshots. Alright, ammoing up again, and we're going to go ahead and juggle plasma pistols down to that little white container. But be very careful here not to move past that big crate, because that will initiate the shielded jackals to come through that door. Alright. And this is a little bit of overkill, because this particular elite's shields are not all that great. Now this last plasma pistol that I brought out actually was in the room, and it was at 100%. It was not a dropped weapon. It was usually when you take something out of a crate that's not a drop, or off the floor that's not a dropped weapon, it's 100%. Okay, notice I'm firing through the pipes here. Drop his shields. Shields are gone. And immediately back up, because now I've got shielded jackals coming through. And just spot where that elite is and find an open lane, if you will, to hit him with that plasma pistol, to pepper him. You can actually do it in his foot, and that will ultimately drop his shield. Now we got a bit of a problem here, because that jackal put his shield to me, and I couldn't easily take him out with a headshot, but EMP his shield with a plasma pistol, and that'll knock him back and knock the shield sideways, and you can get a headshot on it.
We're just about there.
Alright, I'm going back here just to make sure that I'm up full ammo on the pistol. There we go. Because I'm old and I tend to forget at times. Okay, when we come out here, out on the wings of this room, in the corridor, we're going to have 2 shielded jackals, one on the left, one on the right. I didn't like where that grunt was, so I took him out so he wouldn't throw a grenade at me. Notice how I just eased to the point where I could get a headshot on the jackal before he dropped the shields on me. Same thing is true on the left. Okay, now we got the rest of these grunts to take out, and I believe there's 8 total. And I'm saving the last one for a melee to make sure I have full shields before I take on the 3 elites I have to deal with. Okay. There might be 1 or 2 left here. So before I take out any more grunts, I want to see how many are left. And there are 2. Okay, take out 1, and then we're going to save the last one for a melee. He will go into grenade throwing animation as well. Just run by him, turn around, and back smack. It's like a circle melee on elites and knights. And I'm going back here. There was an AR line there. I'm using that to juggle up plasma pistols right up to this spot right here because we have 3 elites to deal with, one of which is a concussion rifle elite. And I am going to take out the first elite with plasma pistol headshot. And because he jumps around like crazy, and I have to dodge his grenade throwing, it may take a few plasma pistol peppers, if you will, to take him out. That's why I'm stockpiling plenty of plasma pistols up here. The other 2 I'm going to use a sort of a mini skip. It's actually a tactic to bypass the 2nd and 3rd elites. Alright, so I think I got enough. And notice he comes up. I want to get him focused on me. He's throwing grenades at me. And notice where he's positioned here. The grenades are bouncing off that crate. If he comes too far to the left, he can nail me with a grenade, and I have to be very careful about that. What I'm doing is I'm just peppering him away. Oh, his shield's dropped. That actually is pretty easy. Alright, just grab a new plasma pistol here, and we're going to draw out the 3rd elite. The 2nd elite's already out in the corridor somewhere. We're going to draw out the 3rd elite, the concussion rifle elite, out of that room and corridor. Notice he went to the right. Just by advancing to the front of the room there, I was just kind of banging on the window, if you will. And I'm trying to get these guys focused on me here on the left side. I don't like it that he's all the way back there at the back. But I'm just getting them focused on me on the left side here. And then I'm going to come back around to the right. And kind of sneak up along the edge. And they're both there. I just jump right over them and through the corridor to this room. And sometimes they're not quite together, so you have to, instead of jumping over the 2, you have to sort of strafe to dodge grenade throws. Oh, look, there's a goblin etched in the door there.
Cortana.
So now that we're coming out to the outside here, we're going to perform the one major skip in this mission, which is the backdoor skip. Instead of having to fight our way through a whole bunch of coveys to get around to the missile launch key, including several elites, and then fight our way back through elites to get to the jammed missile, we're going to come around here to the back and kind of jump up to the missile control platform on these broken beams and such. I actually saw Sliding Ghost run right up the middle to do this skip, and he actually used sort of a box jump off, I'm not really sure what it was, but off of some sort of apparatus there to get up to the platform. I'm just taking a more traditional approach here. Now notice I jumped up on that inverted T-beam, trying to position myself to do a crouch jump. It did take me several tries on this run. Sometimes I get it first try. But it's inverted T-beam. You want to position yourself oh jeez, up on the top of that inverted T. So walk over to about this spot right. Didn't quite make it. All right, walk over to right about here. Do a crouch jump, holding the crouch, and you'll make it up here. I'm running kind of to the right there so that elite doesn't see me.
Launch initiated.
All right, initiate the launch. Of course, the missile's jammed, and now I got to haul it back across here to unjam the blast door.
The blast door's jammed. The missile won't fire until it's cleared.
To right to this spot.
Get down there.
Hurry. Okay. Now you can't see the select the waypoint on with blind on, so just get into that position that I was in behind the missile and hit your select key, and everything should be okay. Now we're in a forced cutscene as the missile takes out that cruiser. Alright, as soon as you get control back.
Chief?
We want to, oh, the Didac's scanning this, but as soon as you get control back, we want to turn around and haul it back inside.
So now can we worry about
Notice
the
that my
giant
shields
metal
are down.
planet?
I have to be a little careful here. Just follow this path.
using a
We'll
gravity
sprint
well to
jump
pull us
across the
inside
top of
the
that
surface.
missile.
We've
Silo.
got to hurry. The second
Cross
we
to
cross
here.
the dome's event horizon,
Look
the
for that
atmosphere is going
waypoint.
to tear us apart.
Where are the
That'll get us
closest
back to
escape
the right door to go inside.
Aft vehicle bay.
Okay, we're
I'm
not
tapping
quite
the
done yet.
closest airlock. Go.
Notice that we've got another goblin etched into the door as we wait for it to open. Smacking the goblin. Okay. Door opens, and we want to make a left here, but hold for just a second until that explosion occurs because the shields are down. So if we get too close to that explosion, it will kill us. Okay. Hold right here for everything to fall down. Jump on
All
down.
but one of the grav generators just went dark.
Okay. Same thing in the next room for all the explosions and such to occur. Just hold right here momentarily. So we can pick out a path. And I think I am going to assassinate this grunt here to get my shields back. There they come. Alright, sprint jump across this gap.
We're almost there.
And then down this corridor. Don't worry about the grunts because they're freaking out and they won't bother you. And through this doorway right here. And now we're caught in the gravity well. We're in a forced cutscene. That's essentially the mission right there. Follow the tactics and techniques and skip that big skip at the end that I used. And we should be able to accomplish this mission with all skulls on, legendary all skulls on, or LASO. I did it solo, so it's actually an SLASO mission. I did it with no deaths in a single segment, so it actually qualifies as a true Mythic mission, but you don't need to do a true Mythic. You don't need to do it in a single segment. You can use save and quit, and then come back in and resume the mission to get to the end to accomplish it LASO. Hope this helps you in your quest for your LASO emblem. This is Old and Iggy signing off. Take care, everybody.